We've been talking an awful lot about the Nintendo Switch recently, not only what I think about it, but what developers have to say about it, what people like Michael Pachter have to say about it, but what about Nintendo? Now, unsurprisingly, they're pretty positive about the whole thing, given that it's their machine, but I still thought it'd be interesting to hear some comments from Shigeru Miyamoto. Now what he has to say is part of a very lengthy Q&A, and I will include a link in the description below, and you can read all of what was said by Nintendo, not only including Shigeru, but people like Kimishima, the president, and Shinya Takahashi, the director, and so on. I suggest you read it, there's a lot of interesting stuff there, but I just want to focus on a few things for brevity's sake, because again, the full Q&A is rather long. Now the first thing that I want to focus on is some comments from Miyamoto regarding third-party support. Now this is a valid concern from a lot of people, including myself, because that's one of the things that killed the Wii U, is just the fact that, you know, they had this very impressive list previous to launch of, yeah, look how many people are supporting our console, it's going to be amazing guys, honest. And then obviously, as we know, they all jumped from the ship soon after it became apparent that porting to the machine was a lot of work. Obviously I'm massively simplifying the simple situation, but the result is the same. The third-party support for the Wii U was, shall we say, a tad poor. However, Nintendo, unsurprisingly, seemed pretty confident that the situation for the Switch will be different, and the situation of the poor launch lineup will also improve. And Miyamoto said, quote, "In addition, third-party developers who are making software for PC can now easily adapt that software to work on our platform. In the current development environment, I'd say that it would take less than a year for them to port a PC game to Nintendo Switch." Now we also have comment here from Shinya Takahashi on this particular topic, and he said, quote, "Since last year we have introduced Nintendo Switch to a variety of different development companies by demonstrating software such as 1-2 Switch. At each demonstration, everyone was interested in the new playstyles. During our recent Nintendo Switch presentation, we played a video message from the creator of Skyrim, Mr. Todd Howard of Bethesda Game Studios, in which he shared the genuine impression he had already given us when we first showed him Nintendo Switch. Nintendo will keep on creating unique software. By doing so, I believe we'll encourage third-party developers to create a number of quality software titles for Nintendo Switch." Now, kind of in line with this topic, Shigeru also said that their own internal development teams at Nintendo have been gaining a significant amount of ground with their Western competitors. Now, that is because the Switch is, as a console, as a device, is more open than ever, and will be supporting engines that are a staple of our industry, like Unreal and of course Unity. Now, during the particular call where all these comments were made, there were comments from an anonymous investor who did lay some blame at the fault of the door of the Wii U, rather, for its inability to easily support third-party software, and basically they wanted to know exactly what they were getting on with for making games for the Switch. Now, of course, supporting these engines that are not only very commonly used, but obviously are very easy to learn, are the most powerful on the market. Obviously Unity is probably less powerful than Unreal Engine, but you get my point. These are probably two of the most commonly used engines, not the only ones of course, but just supporting these and making sure that an Unreal Engine game or a Unity game can be easily ported to the Switch is a big thing in itself. Obviously it can't just stand by itself, but it is a big part of the core, a big part of the whole, as it were. And Miyamoto again seemed pretty positive about the new device's capabilities, and again this does tie into the whole third-party support thing. If they can support the engines they're already using, you get where I'm going with that. However, he said, quote, "The ease of software development has also been felt by Nintendo's internal developers. Also, even though software developers in the US and EU are often said to have superior skills to their Japanese counterparts when it comes to software development techniques, Nintendo software developers have mastered state-of-the-art technologies such as Unreal Engine, and their skills can now be compared with those of Western developers. Our developers are more excited than ever to create software." Now, of course, it's hardly news to say that the Switch is going to be supporting Unreal Engine 4, but it's still encouraging to hear that not only are they going to be supporting it, they have actually been working with the engine themselves. You know, Nintendo are great when it comes to creating their very unique styles, very colourful styles in comparison to a lot of the games that come out. You know, a lot of browns and dreary colours happening, although we are brightening up as an industry, which is definitely good to see. But I still want to see what they do with an engine like Unreal Engine 4. Like any engine, it is, you know, it is the paints and the canvas for which to create. You know, with the proper skills, you can make a masterwork, or you can make a picture of a tree that looks like it was drawn by a 2-year-old. However, I'm sure that Nintendo are going to be making the masterwork, and I want to see the Unreal Engine 4 applied to games that perhaps you might not expect. Metroid would be cool, a proper Metroid, just want to throw that out there. Obviously new IPs, just, you know, generally speaking, I just want to see what they do with the Unreal Engine and maybe even Unity as well. But just having the support there just means that, you know, indie titles especially that do, of course, use engines like Unity and other ones like Game Maker, hopefully they support that one as well. Just knowing that, hey, I can bring my game over here without too much trouble is, you know, going to be music to the ears of someone who is thinking of making the jump over to the Switch. I almost said switch to the Switch, but that would have been poor. Good thing I didn't though, right? Regardless, that is me done for this video. It's definitely interesting to hear what Nintendo has to say about the console. Obviously, unsurprisingly, they're positive, it's their machine, as I said at the start of the video. But it still is interesting to see their excitement for the console, and hopefully that can carry the Switch past a, shall we say, questionable launch, because, you know, the day one value proposition for the Switch is not brilliant, to be honest. I mean, yeah, Zelda, cool, awesome. Personally, I'm not going to be paying that much just to play Zelda for however many months, and again, none of the other games really interest me, so the third-party support, and of course, quality first-party games as well, is going to be absolutely critical. Thank you very much for watching. As always, guys, your support is very much appreciated, and I will see you next time.